It was supposed to be just another morning drill. The recruits stood in perfect formation under the blazing sun, sweat dripping down their temples, boots aligned like clockwork. But when she walked into the training yard, shoulders straight, eyes sharp, the laughter began. Someone whispered, "Who let her in here?" Another chuckled, "Maybe she's lost. This isn't a yoga class." Within seconds, the air was filled with mocking chuckles, judgmental eyes, and that cruel tone that only insecurity can breed. But they didn't know who she was. They didn't know what she had survived. And when the SEAL commander ordered her to remove her jacket for inspection, when that tattoo down her spine came into view, the entire base froze. No one spoke. Not a breath, not a heartbeat. Because the mark on her back wasn't just ink. It was a story of sacrifice written in pain and courage. The new recruit, Lena, walked into the Navy SEAL training compound with a duffel bag slung over her shoulder, her eyes steady despite the weight of a dozen stares. She had joined the program against everyone's advice. Women don't last there. They'll break you before the first week. But Lena wasn't here to prove she could last. She was here to fulfill a promise. 2 years earlier, her brother, Captain Aaron Miles, had been a SEAL himself. Brave, brilliant, and fiercely loyal, he had died saving his team from an ambush overseas. The only thing left of him was the eagle and anchor tattoo that stretched across his back, a family emblem, passed through generations of military blood. When Lena got the letter confirming her acceptance into the program, she had the same tattoo etched along her spine, a mirror to her brother's. It wasn't decoration, it was armor. But on the first day, no one saw that. All they saw was a woman trying to play soldier. During drills, they laughed when she stumbled. During combat practice, they whispered when she hesitated. Even her superior, Sergeant Cole, eyed her with quiet doubt. "You think you can handle this?" he said one evening after another grueling run. Lena wiped sweat from her brow and met his gaze. "I don't think," she said quietly. "I know." The next day, during the uniform inspection, one of the recruits, a loud, cocky Marine named Tucker, made a cruel joke. "Maybe we should see if she's hiding the rank tattooed somewhere." He laughed. The others joined in. Sergeant Cole barked at them to be silent, but the moment had already cut deep. The commander himself, a decorated SEAL leader with silver hair and cold eyes, stepped forward. "Miles," he ordered, "remove your jacket. Let's see what kind of soldier you are." Lena froze, not out of fear, but because she knew what was about to happen. Slowly, she peeled off her uniform jacket. The room went dead quiet. Across her back, carved in intricate detail, was the same eagle and anchor insignia every SEAL recognized, but surrounded by laurel leaves and the inscription, "For those who never returned." The commander's eyes widened. His voice dropped to a whisper. "Where did you get that?" Lena turned her head slightly. "It was my brother's. Captain Aaron Miles, SEAL Team 4. The commander blinked, and the room, once filled with ridicule, was now drowning in silence. He stepped back and saluted her. "Captain Miles saved my life," he said softly. "You carry his mark?" No one laughed again that day. The weight of honor. From that moment on, the training compound changed. The same men who once mocked her now trained beside her. They watched in awe as she climbed walls faster than most, outlasted everyone on endurance runs, and faced every obstacle with unflinching resolve. Still, it wasn't easy. There were nights she'd collapse on her bunk, muscles trembling, eyes burning with tears. But every time doubt crept in, she'd hear her brother's voice. "Pain fades, Lena. Purpose doesn't." The commander, whose name was Colonel Briggs, began to mentor her personally. He'd call her into his office, review her reports, and sometimes just sit in silence, both remembering the man who'd tied their fates together. Then came the storm. A live training exercise in the woods went wrong. An explosion, a collapse, and a call over the radio. "Tucker's down. We need medevac." Lena sprinted through smoke and chaos. She found Tucker, the same recruit who once laughed at her, pinned under debris, bleeding and terrified. Without hesitation, she lifted, clawed, and screamed through pain until she freed him. By the time they reached base, Tucker was crying. "You saved me," he whispered. Lena looked at him with a faint smile. "Wes, I'm not just here for yoga after all." When graduation day arrived, the recruits stood once again in formation. Colonel Briggs walked down the line, pinning each badge with steady hands. When he reached Lena, he stopped. For a moment, he said nothing, Then he stepped back, saluted, and declared, "By the honor of those who came before us, and those who still carry their spirit, we welcome Seal Miles to the Brotherhood." The hall erupted in applause. Lena stood tall, her tattoo visible beneath her collar, not as a mark of rebellion, but of remembrance. As the camera pans out, Lena's voice narrates softly. "Tro, they mocked what they didn't understand. But strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent, steady, and written in the scars you carry. My brother may be gone, but through every breath, every mission, and every heartbeat, he still stands with me.